And that's your lineup for the Foothillers, coached by Fernando Ramos, Nick Ager, and Megan Long are the assistants. For the home team, head coach by Elio Bello, the Grossmont, or the Granite Hills Eagles. Their keeper, Cheyenne Smith. Kaylee Smith can also play keeper. Number 2 is Caitlin Peckman. Number 3 is Emmy Kalalui. Number 4 is Bridget Cooley. Number 6 is Emma Raymond. Number 7 is Jackie Bayer. Number 8 is Naomi Ellis. Number 9 is Jasmine Valencia. Number 10 is Taylor Wilhelm. 11 is Jaden Johnston. 12 is Zandri Nichols. 13 is Haley Wilhelm. 14 is Allie Fortin. 15 is Ashley Tade. 17 is Lily Madsen. 18 is Aylin DeSantiago. 21 is Haley Snyder. 23 is Faith Allen. 76 is Malia Kalalui. And number 88 is Emery Churchill. Those are your lineups for both teams in this girls' varsity soccer match under cloudy skies out here in the east part of San Diego, some 10 to 15 miles out east. Take the 8 freeway and get out here. And a little bit more further east from Grossmont High School, where this is the team, the first team going out east that they'll play. They also have Valhalla a little bit further east from here, as well as Steel Canyon. They've already played Steel Canyon and played them at home and ended up losing that match. Looking at the Grossmont Hills standings, leading in the standings is the Granite Hills Eagles, and they are 10-1-4, 1-0 in Grossmont Hills League play. 6-10-2 overall is West Hills. They're in second place, but they're 2-0-1 in the Grossmont Hills League. Steel Canyon's in third place in league play. They're 1-0-1, 7-4-5 overall. Valhalla, the Norsemen, they're 0-2, and they are 5-7-0. And Grossmont, with the best of the two that have not won it yet in league play, they are 9-5-2, and they're also 0-2 in league play. Granite Hills and Grossmont have played 2 teams in common. The Eagles of Granite Hills beating Helix 3-1. And they tied Steel Canyon. And, of course, if you've been following the Foothillers, they had the 2-2 tie up there at Helix High School. And they lost to Steel Canyon 4-2. Hopefully your day has been going very, very well for you, wherever you're at, watching this live streaming event out here at Granite Hills High School. Correction on the lineup. Number 2 is Zandri Nichols, and Caitlin Peckman will be number 12 out there. Foothillers only been able to score 8 goals in their last 5 games. Well, let's see what happens tonight. Last night I played Granite Hills. Was in the Barron's Cup semifinal match. and end up losing that match 2-0. But in that match, for those who watched it, there was an errant goal given up by Ashlyn Dean that normally she handles, as we've seen her do the entire season this season. And those of you who followed her that go to the school in years past as well. And so it would have been a 1-0 affair on a very, very warm day. So a totally different scenario today. But Granite Hills, the Eagles have it in their home turf, their artificial turf. And I mentioned that last game when they played each other. They'll play each other one more time over at Grossmont High School, Jack Mashin Stadium. The Foothillers went on a 4-game win streak after that game that they had lost to the Eagles of Granite Hills, beating Southwest, Chula Vista, Otay Ranch, and LCC, which is the last game on the road that the Foothillers have played, where they played a really outstanding game and were down in the match 1-0, came back, tied it up, and then were able to pull ahead late in the match and win it 2-1. So that's the last road victory for Grossmont. Had a tough one against Helix on the road, but came back in that one. And late in the match, on maybe a bad call where Kira Sminji got injured, it ended up being a 2-2 tie. Of course, in one part of that game, you've probably seen it on the GK Sports videos that have already shown up in 4K, where their star player had an opportunity from the right flank and just totally missed the net. So if you're a Helix fan, you might say, well, they could have won that one anyway. So it ended up 2-2. So in the last 5 games, the Foothillers kind of hitting a tough patch where they're 1-2-2 in their last 5 games. But tonight, after not playing on Tuesday with the bye, a chance, they get healthy. They get one of the players back, Victoria Ford, that wasn't playing in the last couple of games. And so they become a different team. And we're going to see, at least on the defensive side, and we're going to see what happens if they can get some offense going tonight in a stingy defensive team in the Granite Hills Eagles, who are playing at home, and they're the number 1 team in the Grossmont Hills League. Got a chance to talk to a parent who has a child going to Grossmont and going to Helix. And he was here to see his, I don't know which one it was, that was playing in this game today, in the baseball game. So the CIF high school baseball down in the San Diego section is underway. Obviously non-league games. Lacrosse will be getting going pretty soon. We saw the lacrosse coach for Grossmont. So let's see if the Foothillers can get going on the win column again. Maybe start a win streak and set themselves up for the playoffs. Time to shift colors for all you sailors out there, past and present. We're underway. Raymond, intercepted by Amber Huff. Carly Kennedy, and then it is out of play. Knocked out by Allie Fortin. Amber Huff always gets a lot of air on her throw-ins, and it is knocked out of play by Grossmont. So the goal kick coming up for the Eagles of Granite Hills, playing at home. Hopefully you can sit back, have a beverage or a snack, and enjoy this one. Finally got our logo up in the right-hand corner, along, of course, with the names of the two teams and the scoreboard. Here's an early ball. Could be tough. Aguilera has to retreat back, and they're offsides. Here's the Eagles. So the first offsides of the match for either team. Intercepted in the central. Emery Churchill off to the right. Looking for K.I. Lalui. They were able to victimize the Foothillers with some good runs in that first encounter. The key is, will they be able to do it again tonight? Goal kick. Kept in nicely there by Kennedy. Amber Huff runs onto it. Amber Huff takes the shot and the save. First shot of the match for the Foothillers. Of course, that shot was on target. But now coming back the other way is Raymond. Raymond now, and the first shot now for Granite Hills, as they get one on target as well. Gotta play. Allie Fortin after the throw-in. Tate, and it's touched out by Grossmont. Near side, swept into the 18. The Eagles, and they're offsides. Naomi Ellis was working for that play to open up there for through ball, and it did not happen as they were offsides for the second time in the match. Amber Huff towards the central. Kennedy had stopped there for a moment, and now Kennedy gets it. She sent it right behind Mayo, but then now they do get another touch, and that was Angarola. Mia Foster couldn't hold on to that one, so Granite Hills on a quick counterattack, and they're showing some speed again on the wings. This is danger now, and it's a goal for Granite Hills. Kiala Louie putting it in the back of the net. And forgive us if we're pronouncing her name incorrectly. The stadium clock at the 16th minute mark. Correction, the 6th minute mark of the match. Kiala Louie on the right flank again. Aguilera trying to stay with her over there, and Kiala Louie and sends it out of play. And that turned out to be a foul, so it's a foul against Grossmont. And a free kick, the first one of the match for either team. Off of a bounce, not able to get the player in the central. That was Churchill. Johnston dropping it back. Tate. Kiala Louie. Wilhelm goes out of play. Substitution is going to occur for Grossmont. In this 1-0 affair, the Eagles of Granite Hills leading out here in El Cajon. Two El Cajon schools playing each other. Some number of miles out east of the San Diego city proper. In the central, that was Giovingo. Cami Carell. The header by Jackie Ramos, nicely played. And now it is going to be a throw-in. The referee tandem, as they do it here in San Diego County. There's not a center ref. Dual referees. Amber Huff will throw it in. It's a good one and headed just away at the last moment by Granite Hills. And now here is a quick counterattack. They have that speed. And that is a thing that has been victimizing the Foothillers in these recent 5 games, the speed. And that one is put it way over top of frame by Emma Raymond. Raymond not realizing she had a little bit more time and could have tried to adjust and get a better shot that time and didn't do it. You give up a big counterattack that time for Granite Hills. But the home team leading 1-0. Early moments of the game. Cami Carell. Foster didn't have a lot of time, but she got it away to Amber Huff. And that early ball, but quickly sending it back is Kayla Louie. The header, nice one by Mia Foster. And the attacking third trying to continue on, but cannot. Was taken away and sent all the way up. Nice control by Cami Carell. And Cami Carell has it. Drops it back towards Amber Huff. And Amber looks for a window, and it is sent out of play. Allie Fortin drives it out, trying to protect on that left side defensive spot. So it'll be a throw-in for the Foothillers of Grossmont. Down 1-0.
Thank you.
Thrown to space by Huff, looking for Foster to run onto it, and it is going to be a goal kick. It was off of Mia. So the goal kick. The Eagles playing at home. A little bit cooler at the start of game time than it has been. And since that rainy, swept day about a week and a half ago. But just out here in Southern California, just kind of a wintry day, and thankfully you live out here, it's like this rather than in other parts of the country where it's extremely cold. Saw things going on in Connecticut. Just extremely incredible. Eastern Seaboard being hit extremely hard this season. This winter season. Amber Huff now off of a deflection and just getting over. He's the keeper. So Smith making another save. To the near side, this ball will get out of play. So Carell throws it into Amber Huff. And a beautiful play in the central there by Emery Churchill, taking it away. They couldn't go any further. Cammie Carell now. Cammie gives up the soccer ball to Raymond. And Raymond centers it. A miss that time. And the central. Nervy time now for the Foothillers and getting to the soccer ball. And the Foothillers have a player down now. On the near side, it is out of play. This artificial turf can be unforgiving at times. Throw in. Granite Hills. And thankfully, Cammie Carell is okay, but she's going to be feeling that throughout this match. Allie Fortin will throw it in for Granite Hills. Intercepted, nicely done by Jennifer Giovingo to Marissa, trying to go forward, but she was sandwiched that time. And the central Snyder was there, but winning it back is Grossmont. Jackie Ramos now in the area now, trying to get to the soccer ball, and that ball goes past the goal line, and it'll be a goal kick. No call by one of the tandem refs. One 0 Granite Hills leading the home team. Down to Central. Intercepted by Snyder, but then Grossmont has it, but it was a handball, so it's now a free kick for Granite Hills. Their second free kick of the match.
Don't let a free runner in front of you. Who's got 10?
And it'll be driven right at about midfield.
Inside position. Hey, pick up 10 on the backside.
Hit pretty well. The header and offsides. Third offsides of the match now for Granite Hills.
Hey, we got it. Step in front and run.
Now we see the third free kick. Grossmont intercepted momentarily, but getting back to it. Foothillers, but then intercepted again. And now Granite Hills on the attack. And they're offsides again. Haley Snyder. Foothillers doing a good job of that in the last game. They caught West Hills offsides many times in that match. 50-50 ball, and then driving it forward is Johnston. And now running onto it, or trying to run onto it, is Maddie Mayo. She was knocked down, but no call. And it'll be a throw-in for Granite Hills. Out of their own defensive third, the Eagles. And a home team heading it towards midfield, but intercepted. Aguilera in the attacking third, but Grossmont gave it up. A touch by Foster, but went right on over there to Tade. Foster's strike caromed, and now here is a foot race as Ford gets over there between her and her keeper. Between the ball and the keeper. And Victoria. Angarola. A little bit too far for Amber Huff. Nice covering that time by Foster. And no problem as Dean comes off her line. Top of the box. Struck out of play by the Foot Healers. Eagles throw it in. Dean. Giovingo in the central. Nicely done. And now Jackie Ramos will try to run it down. Won't get to it. However, put pressure on Smith. Here's Angarola. A nice ball wide. And it is sent out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Foot Healers. It's good pressure by Maddie Mayo on the right defender. Throw-in now for the Foot Healers from the far side touchline in this 1-0 affair on the campus of Granite Hills High School. I'm Greg G.K. Porter for GK Sports, along with George Langevin, my colleague for many years. Into the match, Skylar Schrinkler, number 15, in blue for Grossmont. The throw-in by Amber Huff. A lot of air always. One of their taller players able to head it out. And it's going to work against Grossmont. As it's going to be a free kick for Granite Hills. They'll get their third one.
Hey, keep working, we're getting locked. Here we go. All right.
Midfield, Schrinkler. Carell, or rather Kennedy, I should say. Kennedy back to Huff. Left-footed strike. Maddie just couldn't get to it. Down the right flank and out of play, but it'll be a throw-in for Grossmont. Victoria Ford will throw it in. It's a lot of air. That's headed down nicely by Granite Hills. They can't get the second ball there, and Mia Foster sends it forward, but there was a foul on the play against Grossmont. And now another free kick in their own half of the field, Granite Hills. But they lead 1-0. 20 minutes gone in the first half. May not show that correctly. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty starting off that clock. But that's the close to the official time, as it shows here on the scoreboard. And as the camera moves around, you'll be able to see that scoreboard here at the field as well. Out of play. Cammie Carell will throw it in. They play 40-minute halves, if you don't know. Girls high school varsity soccer. Coming into the match is Alexa Gonzalez for the Foothillers of Grossmont High. Amber Huff throws a bullet right there to the central, and a shot, a save by Smith. Kennedy tries to follow it up and just miss the net. Amber Huff starting it all. A good shot. The save by Smith. Just couldn't get that ball to go inside the far post for Carly Kennedy. 1-0, still the score. A good sequence that time by the Foothillers. Smith keeping the Foothillers from erasing the clean sheet. Here's Huff. Amber Huff can drive it hard, and Smith is able to make the save. Drifting back to the line. And the tandem ref on the near side says it didn't go past the line. Boy, that was close. Smith has made 2 really good saves. Defense is the calling card of the Granite Hills Eagles, and Smith is in the center of that. And at the outset, I mentioned how many goals that the Foothillers have scored in their last number of games, and that is something that they were going to have to try to change in this match in order to have a chance to beat the team in first place right now, the Granite Hills Eagles of this Grossmont Hills League, San Diego County, San Diego section. Here's Carly Kennedy, who nearly found the back of the net. If you're an Eagles fan, they were thankful that she did not. Alexa Gonzalez sending a nice ball to Kennedy, and just missing it is Strickler. But good passing that time in the attacking third. The Foothillers getting closer and closer. Those chances are the ones that begin to plague defenders of the opposing team. As the 5th shot for the Foothillers in the match. Not bad. The first 24 minutes. But nothing to show for it yet. It'll be a throw-in. So far, the time off for the Foothillers, the practice time. Maybe the attention to detail a little bit more is starting to show. Amber Huff. Carell. Of course, familiarity in playing the Eagles of Granite Hills before. As I also mentioned at the outset, they won 2-0, but that game was actually closer than the final score. They are not a high-scoring team, but they are a very good defensive team, and you've already seen that if you've been watching this match from the beginning. Allie Fortin throws it in. Tade 50-50 ball, and a few players colliding. You mentioned how I mentioned before earlier in the season about the worries. A lot of science has shown forth the collisions, the head collisions, female more so than the males playing soccer. Thankfully, nobody was worse for the wear in that last collision. After the intercept, Aguilera sends it over to Victoria Ford now, and Kennedy tried to get another strike. Kennedy in the area and just couldn't do it that time. Schrinkler could not keep it going forward. Got players there, but they have to be careful. They have that speed. The Granite Hills Eagles. Schrinkler, Skyler in his space, gives it away. Cammie Carell didn't get it going forward, so Amber Huff will try to chase it down. And now they'll have to try to get back, but that ball was out of play. So Emma Raymond tried to keep it in play, just could not. Maddie Mayo comes out. Marissa Angarola comes in. Cammie Carell will play up front. She's done that before. Switching with Angarola and dropping her back. The defender spot. Carell. Kennedy. Just a little bit too much for Jennifer Giovingo to run onto it. So Cheyenne Smith, who's been very stellar so far in this match, keeping her team ahead by 1. Victoria Ford will throw it in. Under a cloudy late afternoon. And the way the sun is going down, it's giving some nice hues the other side of the field. Here's Foster. It was taken away from her all the way upfield and popped over Aguilera. Raymond sends one towards the attack. At the 50-50 ball, it is off of Victoria Ford, and it'll be a throw-in now by Haley Snyder. Granite Hills leading 1-0 as we get to the final 12 minutes left in the first half. And now wholesale substitutions is going to come in. Coach Emil Bello. Jasmine Valencia is one of the players in. She's number 9 up forward. Vadine comes off her line and makes the save. Bridget Cooley's into the match. She's number 4 in white. And the other players, we'll mention them as they touch that soccer ball. Here's Cooley. Cooley on the near side. And it goes off of Angarola. And it'll be a throw-in for the home team playing at their home stadium, known as Granite Hills Stadium in El Cajon. Allie Fortin throws it in. Valencia, and that ball goes out of play. Valencia has some speed. Amber Huff will throw it in out of the deep third for Grossmont, Foothillers. Johnston sending it across field for Ellis, running onto it. Got a striker. Angarola gets back to it. She is knocked down. No call to the wide side. The far side rep allowed him to play on. And it'll be a throw-in now for Grossmont. The 31st minute of the match. Midfield headed forward. Victoria Ford drives it up in the air. Off of Mia Foster. And now Angarola has to try to chase down Cooley. And Cooley gets a shot off, and just being able to get to that was Dean. As now Granite Hills getting more of an attack as they brought the fresh players in.
Nice, Jen.
Grossmont throwing it in. Victoria Ford. Skylar Schrinkler on the soccer ball. Schrinkler forward to Carly Kennedy. Man, her diagonal pass, there was a foul on that one. It was the 5th free kick for the Foothillers. Amber Huff. She hits it right, can easily put it into the back of the net. From this distance. She was the kicker on the boys football team. A little bit too high. Sometimes Amber Huff can hit it even more accurate with her left foot. She can hit it right foot and left foot. We saw that in the last game. We've seen it in a few games. We saw that most recently in the last game. Back to keep her up to the back of the line. Treating back the right side defender, allowing Kennedy to drive it out past the byline. And it is a goal kick. .34th minute. And another foul for Grossmont, their third.
Not too much. Watch it, D. Not too much.
5th free kick. Down to Central. Angarola, and he miss it now, and a chance at just getting back is Giavengo. Granite Hill still with possession. In the Central now to Amber Huff, though. Huff drives it with her left foot over towards Cammie Corral, but they don't win possession. Now here's Victoria Ford, who drives the Central defender up. Back. Retreats back a few yards and then gives it back to Smith. .50-50 and won by Gonzalez, Alexa Gonzalez. Gonzalez now. And Bridget Cooley drives it to where Aguilera has to retreat back, give it back to Dean. It'll be a throw-in from the far side touchline. And it's 1-0 match. Granite Hills leading on a goal in the 6th minute. By Kea Lala Ui. Ford. The throw in by Granite Hills. Naomi Ellis had driven out by Amber Huff. Ellis will throw it in again. You see that sunset that I was talking about just underneath the clouds on the far side of the field over there.
There you go.
It's a corner kick, the first one of the match. Granite Hills. Dean will get it. Down to Central, Amber Huff. Just kind of blocks off Valencia from getting to the soccer ball. Ashland, her drive is intercepted. Sent forward by Aguilera. And it turns out to be a foul on Granite Hills. The 6th free kick now coming up. Amber Huff will try to drive it up towards the attacking third and beyond. Off the side of the head there. That time by D. Santiago. Player falls down. Cooley going down. Huff. And driven out by Cooley. So it'll be a throw-in for Grossmont in the 37th minute. We'll play 80. Just 3 and some change to halftime. Amber Huff will give it right back. Marissa Angarola. Marissa right back to Amber Huff. And it's a throw-in for Amber Huff. And she will get it towards the attacking third, and not only that, almost towards the 18. And this time now she will get another chance. Throw it in again. Missed Alexa Gonzalez. Aguilera. Left-footed. The Huff. Skyler. Foster. Skyler to her left. Jennifer has it now. Got it over to Cammie Carell. Cammie's attempted pass was blocked. Now here's Mia Foster. Over to Giovingo, and coming off her line and knocking down the striker. That was Kennedy who went down. Strinkler. Huff now, and it caromed off of Alexa Gonzalez. It had so much velocity that Cheyenne Smith had to be wary of that one. Down to Central, Mia Foster drives it. And a save again. Just a couple minutes left to play in the first half. Counting down. On the right flank. Carell can't quite get to it. Sent forward by Granite Hills. Here's Skylar Strinkler. A little bit of time and space over to Carly Kennedy. No call in the Central as Strinkler goes down. A header by Aguilera. Aguilera chasing it down. Amber Huff right foots it. Nicely right there to Gonzalez. Now here's Skylar Strinkler. And it goes right back to Kennedy, who gives it to Huff now and hits it to the right strike. And it is far away from the far post. And that is the end of the first half with the score. Amber Huff getting the last strike. And the Foothillers down by 1. Again, the same kind of close game it was on that warm day at Sweetwater High School down in National City. We'll see what happens in the second half. If the Foothillers can get an equalizer and maybe go ahead, or if it's a similar scenario by Granite Hills as it was in the first match. They ended up winning the Barron's Cup against Olympian. Stick with us. In about 10 to 15 minutes, we'll be right back. This is a spot that some sponsors will be put in the future. So stick with us on that as you've seen improvements on GK Sports. We're at the game.
I think I'm going to try to do it all myself. It's just too much for you. It's too much for you. Because I could put it right here, maybe I could just see it. Because it wasn't selected, that's what happened. When it's not selected, that's why I didn't do it. Okay. So you have to select it. So up here, it'll tell you what's selected.
Well, you know what happened was the other thing was in the way, and so I had to get that out of the way.
Well, like I say, you know, I mean, it might be better that I just do this. I could put it right here. So I got one hand on my camera, and I got the other hand where I can do it like right here. Filming on this. This. I think I might be able to do it. I'll try it. With the wrapped up on. Well, just turn it on. It's right here. Can you do it like that? You could. I just don't want to mess with the wires. I guess it's okay the way it is. Let's go slow. Just go slow. Just turn it. Miss anything else. If I screw up, don't yell at me, all right?
Oh, you mean if it gets screwed up?
I mean, if I don't get core change in time, I try. You know.
Oh, well, I haven't got one on time, so what's the difference going to be?
Not much. Just those cables a little bit out of the way. Drive them away a little bit so I don't get stuck on it. Very soft as this, nice and easy. Swing around more. Let's try that. Don't drop it. This way. I have it taped down. Okay. I think I can do it. Look. Like this, and it's going to be a little, I'll have to wait till it calls and play.
Well, when they score it, then that's when you can do it.
I want to get a tight shot before or after the tight shots.
Oh, after the tight shot.
Yeah, it may not be right away, but I'll do it just
Well, when you like I say, when you get a pause or whatever. But are we going to be able to get is the score going to, well, that's right, because at halftime it starts all over again, so we'll be good.
That's why I zeroed it out on purpose.
Exactly.
But the only difference is you're not going to watch it as an announcer. You're going to have to just watch the clock. But there's a clock. But there's no,
You're talking about as far as
if there's no clock.
I see what
you
you're
do.
saying.
This is what we need to
I'll
do.
just use my
Synchronize the stuff with this. Or just do your own synchronize.
That's it. Let me get off my feet for a few minutes. When I was younger, it wouldn't matter, but I'm older now. I'm gonna get off the feet. Yeah. Oh man. So much for my coffee, man. Done. I can't open this up. You should see this over here, George. Oh man.
Boy, I went to, I'm sure there's nowhere to go to eat, and if it was too busy, I just had to do this. I had to.
Oh, did you get something?
Something just to hold me over.
Yeah.
I ate this morning. I figured I had to last the day. No.
You know what I do, George? I eat right. Hey, George.
Yeah, I'm just getting it out.
George.
Don't disconnect. I mean, it's not. People laugh listening to conversation. I mean, just talk away from it.
Let me put it over here.
So that way we can
Remember, connected. break, you're going to be coughing.
They don't have these open, they're open here. It's kind of weird though, Coach. I hope none of my drones.
They're here. I saw some girls walk up. Where?
Plug in your mic.
Where? Oh.
Stats in the first half for Grossmont. No goals, 7 shots, 5 were on target, 6 free kicks, 3 fouls, no offsides, and 4 saves by Ashlyn Dean. 1 goal in the 6th minute by Ikea Laui. Emmy scoring the first goal and only goal of the match. 5 shots, 5 were on target for Granite Hills. They had 5 free kicks, 1 foul, and 4 offsides, and 5 saves. So we're set for the second half in this 1-0 match. And even though there have been threatening looking clouds here in the San Diego area, it has not produced any rain, which is one of the problems this particular rainy season. There's only couple of real days of rain. Shift colors for all you sailors out there, past and present, we're underway. As the Grossmont Foothillers going from right to left in blue, and in white, Granite Hills with the light blue numbers going from left to right. Jennifer Giovingo on an early ball, and Jackie Ramos just couldn't quite get to that one. Pretty good setup that time. A lot of times when you have all the energy, you want to try and see if you can get an equalizer. And then you have the whole entire half to try and see if you can get the victory. Remember in the La Costa Canyon match, the Foothillers fell behind 1-0. But they came back early parts of the second half. And Cammie Carell had to try to chase down the striker. Carell now, and this one will go out of play, and it'll be a goal kick. A pretty good run, a pretty good play by Bridget Cooley. Bridget Cooley did not play the whole first half. She came in a package of players and finished the half, and now she's in there to start off the second half. Here's Cooley again. But that ball was out of play before she could touch it. But you play until the whistle. Way it's supposed to be in all sports for you young people watching this match. Always remember, play until you hear a whistle. So it'll be a throw-in. Foothillers on a clean sheet. Here in the 43rd minute of the match. We got plenty of time here in the second half. Jaden Johnston with a free kick. Granite Hills. Ashlyn Dean comes off her line and is able to get to it. And you saw there Taylor Aguilera getting behind Ashlyn Dean in case she couldn't get to that ball. And a shot was taken to try to keep it from going in out of the back of the net, into the back of the net. There's going to be now a free kick for the Foothillers. Amber Huff will take it. No, she won't. Aguilera and then gives it to Huff. Victoria Ford left foots it towards the central. Gonzalez couldn't get to it, but now running onto it is Jennifer Giovinco. Hits it pretty good, but Smith is a really good keeper, makes the save. Sixth save in the match for Cheyenne Smith. Kennedy. Schrinkler now. Cuts it inside now. And will be called for foul. Five fouls in the match now for Grossmont. It's a 7th free kick from Granite Hills. Naomi Ellis. Skylar Schrinkler getting up high and sending it forward to Jackie Ramos. Throwing now for Granite Hills as Jackie wasn't able to get around Ellis that time. A little bit of a heavy touch. Victoria Ford, nice header. Carly. Skylar. Now over the left shoulder. But Jackie won't be able to get to it first. And it's going to turn out to be a goal kick. Granite Hills keeper. Her pass was intercepted, but they're able to get another defender to send it off of Amber Huff, who sends it right into space. Mia Foster trying to keep it in play and could not. Far side touchline. So it's going to be a throw-in for the Eagles of Granite Hills. Enjoying the 1-0 lead early here in the second half. Valencia left foots it. Trying to get a runner. Striker. It's Cooley. And it's going to work just outside of the area. But they're going to get a free kick in a good set piece position. Eighth free kick of the match for Granite Hills. 6th foul now for the Foothillers. A good one indeed, punches it out. They're trying to get a second ball in there. Goes off a couple players, and those players are the Eagles out of play past the byline, and it's a goal kick. Substitution or substitutions in the case. Yes, substitutions as Mia Foster comes in. And Kylie Dees is in the match now. For the blue of Grossmont, here's Amber Huff. Huff drives it hard down to central. Kennedy heads it over her head and then retrieves it. And the retrieval process, getting it to Foster, sending it off of Allie Fortnett out of play. A throw-in now as Mia Foster moves it back upfield. Amber Huff, who strikes it to herself and then left foots it off Kylie Dees. Ford can't go any further. She was bodied that time. And then it goes off of the dual referee tandem. And the throw in now by Skylar Schrinkler. The Ford down to central. A miss, but not able to run onto it is Gonzalez. Mia Foster tries to, just missed it as she intercepted that soccer ball and sent it just past the far post. That one would have been a big surprise for Coach Bello of Granite Hills if that one went in the back of the net. And a level match. In the central. Now here is Cooley. Cooley's got some strides. Cooley now is in. Cooley! And Dean makes a save. And the dual ref tandem says no on the near side. To the consternation of the home crowd. Didn't like the call. Amber Huff throws it in.
Hustle that down, hustle that down. Hustle, hustle. There we go, good pressure.
Schrinkler will try to retrieve it, won't get to it. And it's going to be a throw-in now for Grossmont. Amber Huff. Skylar Schrinkler controls it. Sends it to her teammate Foster, but Amber couldn't get to it, and that Foster gets back to it, and Skylar drops it back. To Ford, Victoria Ford now on the soccer ball. Weaves her way now. Victoria Ford now towards the area. Stops it. Gets it over to Skylar Schrinkler. Skylar now outside the area now. Upfield to Victoria. Left foots it now. But couldn't get anybody to control it. And back the other way are the Eagles now. And here's the dangerous Cooley now. Cooley now trying to a foot race now again. And this time she wants to score. She does. It's 2-0. In the 61st minute, Bridget Cooley,
You left my pants at home, didn't you?
a 2-0 lead. Beautiful run by Bridget Cooley, taking advantage of the turnover and putting it into the back of the net. That was only the sixth shot. Sixth on target. Dean not able to save that one. And now here they go again. Coming down to Central. This is danger again. And a deflection, and Dean is able to make the save. Schrinkler. Giovingo. Foster. Back to Jennifer. Skylar now. Time and space. Draws it back. Keeps the soccer ball. Then possession over to Amber Huff. Knows what Amber can do with it and hits it hard. The near post, it goes off the top of frame. They want to get the rebound and just couldn't do it that time. She nearly beat Cheyenne Smith that time to cut the lead in half, but it did not happen. That's happened before along this season. Schrinkler knew exactly what she was doing. Teammate just couldn't finish that time. And give a little credit to Smith, keeping it from getting behind her. Ford, and Ford is knocked down. And it's a pretty good position to put it in the back of the net for Amber Huff. Just depends on how she strikes it or if her team decides to do something different here. And that's exactly what's going to happen here, as Victoria Ford will take the free kick. Amber Huff retrieves it. Huff turns, sends it, and it's going to go out of play. Substitution's going to occur in that package that came in midway through. It's going to happen again now for Coach Bello. Granite Hills, first place team in a Grossmont Hills League. Division 1, CIF, San Diego section. Schrinkler. Giovingo looking for Gonzalez, but that didn't happen. 2-0 is the score. Upfield after the goal kick, and Amber sends it forward. Kylie Dees into space. Bodied off the soccer ball. Ellis. in the central. Schrinkler wins it, then gives it away. Foothillers have to be very careful. They have found that on the wings, Granite Hills been able to find some success. It's the exact same thing in the first time they played each other. The amount of time left, it's still a chance for the Foothillers to get a level match out of this, but they cannot give another goal up. Alexa Gonzalez. We saw that against Helix where they were down 2-0 at Helix and able to get 2 goals and get the tie. They're in the exact type of scenario again, but can they get that equalizer? Playing against a better team because Granite Hills did beat Helix. Mia Foster sends it up into the air. And it caroms the wrong way, but there is Skylar Schrinkler sending it upfield. Carly Kennedy changes their direction nicely. Skylar Schrinkler keeping the attacker away, and now it's sent out of play, and it'll be a throw-in. The Foothillers, the Grossmont High. Amber Huff. Skylar Schrinkler. Back to Amber. Just tapped it forward, but it didn't get to Mia. And now back the other way, Faith Allen. Faith Allen was instrumental in big runs in that first game against Grossmont at Sweetwater High School, the semifinal of the Barron's Cup. Free kick now. Goes over Carly's head to that back line. Back line being tested again now. Second time. Trying to get that next ball. The area. Amber Huff finds Faith Allen there and then drives it off of one of the defenders in the area at the top of the area, and they're able to send it up forward. And Faith Allen ran right by it. And here's Victoria Ford. And it's going to be a free kick now for Granite Hills.
Why don't you call it for both sides? Because that's how you do your job, right?
The 10th free kick now for Granite Hills. Naomi Ellis taking a free kick for the Eagles. Off of a bounce, a dangerous Allen is in the central, but they do get a strike. And they got that strike by Emma Raymond. But it was errant away from the near post. So off the byline, and a goal kick, Ashlyn Dean. Team down 2-0. They're going to have to start playing in the defensive half in order to get an equalizer. Here's Allen. Sends it out wide. It's intercepted by Jennifer Giovingo. Left foots it. Up to Gonzalez. Kennedy. Gonzalez. Jennifer Giovingo and Schrinkler now. Schrinkler cuts it inside. Skylar tried to pass it. It is knocked past the byline, and it's going to be a corner kick. This is the second corner kick of the match. I mentioned that there was only none at halftime. Maddie Mayo is in for Kylie Dees. She's number 2 in blue. Just inside 21 minutes left to play in the match. The header, a strike, and just couldn't bring it down for feet. So it'll be a goal kick. And offsides is Kea La Louis, who scored the goal at the 6-minute mark. Victoria Ford now. Watches the defender in the space run by her, and then now it is knocked out of play by Granite Hills. Naomi Ellis knocking it out. Victoria Ford to throw it in for Grossmont. Mia Foster towards the area, and it is driven out quickly as Faith Allen tries to get to it, and it's going to be a free kick. Dean drives it up to midfield. Granite Hills Eagles still with possession. Allen went off her knee. Emma Raymond taken away. Cameron Carell for an early ball. Carly Kennedy. Her and Maddie Mayo just watch it. Be sent back upfield by the keeper. Raymond, double teamed, gets it to her teammate. Snyder, intercepted by the Foothillers, down to Central. Making the play, Kea La Louis. And the save. Ashlyn Dean off of Mia Foster. Allen off of Amber Huff. Aguilera and then Strinkler out of play, and a throw-in now for Granite Hills. The more and more they possess the soccer ball, the more and more it'll be pretty tough for Grossmont to get an equalizer in this match. And now they have to defend in the area as Strinkler goes down. Granite Hill still on the attack. Missing it that time was Ellis. And it'll be a free kick. Victoria Ford. One of the refs wants to have a talk with Ellis. The 9th, free kick and out of play. And as this time eats off the clock, makes it even tougher for Foothillers to try and come back. They want to keep the ball in play on the pitch. That is the problem with a running clock. But that's the sport with the geometric designs of the world's most famous sport, football. In most countries, soccer. In this one, we got another sport called football. And they're headed towards the Super Bowl. Near side, Skylar Schrinkler. Schrinkler upfield. Huff sends it nicely off of a header. Trying to get to it was Mayo, but she was shielded away from the soccer ball. Good defense that time by Granite Hills. But equally good play by Amber Huff.
Here we go, ladies, right here. Let's finish right now.
Amber has that ability, use the strength, but she also showed you that time the finesse. Here's the strength, and saved by Smith, and it is in the back of the net to goal! Go, 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 goal! Jennifer Giovingo puts it into the back of the net. The 64th minute of the match. Giovingo. Two to one, and now we have the same sort of scenario and the LCC game provided, where the Foothillers were down 2-1. And in the last couple of minutes, they got the equalizer. Can they do it again? But here's Faith Allen. Got to play defense right now. Allen's got speed, and Victoria Ford drives it out of play. Had to hustle on that one because Allen can turn on the Jets. We've seen it before. Sweetwater High School, semifinals of the Barron's Cup. Throwing now, Granite Hills, who will play the Foothillers one more time in league play, and it'll be the third time this season. Familiarity can work for you, can work against you as well. Carly Kennedy now in the central to Giovingo now. They got a good rush now. Maddie Mayo going to show the speed. Mayo's in. Mayo now is blocked off from going any further, and the ball will go out of play, and they'll have a throw-in. Good counterattack up the field. Mayo able to run onto the soccer ball and create a situation where now they get to throw in by the dangerous Amber Huff, number 18 in blue. And now Andalyn Tabazon is in the match, number 4 for Grossmont, along with Marissa Angarola back into the match. Andalyn the first time in the match. Here's Amber Huff on the ground. Over to Carly Kennedy in the corner now. Kennedy going to make a play. Over to Foster. Up to Amber Huff now is going to try to drive it. And that is a worry. It didn't get to the soccer ball, and now here is a problem. Dean comes way off her line, and that's a big problem as well. Can they get back to it? Faith Allen tries to get to it. It is knocked down, and getting to it nicely was the Foothillers. Boy, that was a foothill race. Foothillers race that they had to get to try to keep that ball from getting into the back of the net, and the defenders were able to do that because Ashley Dean came way off her line. You seldom see a keeper come that far off her line, but she took the gamble. And thankfully for the Foothillers, they were able to match it, keeping it from going into the back of the net. But now, here is Granite Hills again with that speed. The far side, and there's a player down now for Grossmont, and it is sent out of play by Victoria Ford, or is it? No, it's still in play at the far side, but now they're going to blow it dead. It might be, well, we won't speculate who it is, but could be the same player that was someone injured earlier in the match. And that is Carell. And that is not a good sign for the Foothillers as they are waiting Kira Smingy to come back, who got injured in that Helix game on a play which should have been a call, and there was no call on that play. And the time is running down for the Foothillers, and Craig Angarola, who did this in the JV game with one of his players, helps Fernando to get Cami Carell off the field, and that is not a good sign. Cannot put any weight. And Cami in a lot of pain right now, and a very, very good player for Fernando Ramos. And now other players will have to step up as the season moves on here in league play. Jackie Ramos comes back into the match. Advantage for the Foothillers with the free kick. It is 2-1 match. And the time on the scoreboard is not going to be the time that is left in the match. So we really won't know until that double whistle is blown. Now, you're the Foothillers. You need to try to get that ball into the back of the net. And if you're Granite Hills, you got to try to keep it out of the back of the net. As they're unblemished, the Eagles in the Grossmont Hills League so far. The corner kick for Grossmont, trying to get that second ball. They do! And it's a tie match. A goal! Go, 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 goal! 2-2. I believe it was Skylar Schrinkler who put it into the back of the net. But they had a bevy of players in the short box, and now we have a brand new match. And just like the LCC match, coming back to tie it up, and the Helix match, coming from down by 2 goals in the Helix match, and able to get the tie here again. Now, even though it's a level match, you got to know Granite Hills is going to be playing here at home, trying to win the match. So intensity-wise, you have to really be careful. The last time these two teams played, the Foothillers went on a 4-game winning streak after they lost that match. Could this be the beginning of another one? And if it is, it'll set them really nicely for the playoffs. But you got to take them one at a time. Faith Allen now with speed, but Angarola gets back to the space. Angarola now. Allen still trying to get it. And Skylar Schrinkler now drives it across midfield. To the wide side for Tavazon now, who has fresh legs out there, who hasn't played a lot. Tavazon goes back after the soccer ball now. And it caroms over to Mia Foster now. Out to Tavazon. Taken away. Back is Granite Hills, and it is sent out of play. Coming in is Alexa Gonzalez. Adeline Tabazon is going to come out. 2-2 match. Shows 6 minutes and counting down left in the match, but there's probably at least another minute or so. I would venture to say there's probably 8 minutes left to go. Official time kept by the referees out there on the field. The tandem crew here in San Diego section. Maddie Mayo, and it is out of play. Throw in by Granite Hills out of their own defensive third. Allen in the area, but Aguilera sends it forward. In the central, trying to put more pressure on the defenders of Granite Hills is Grossmont, and that ball goes out of play. Hopefully you're enjoying this one. From El Cajon, been a tale of almost two halves, although can't quite say that because it was 1-0 at halftime, and then it became 2-0. And then the Foothillers scoring 2 goals here in the second half. So 3 goals have been scored combined by both teams here in the second half. Change the nature of this match. And a handball and a free kick now for the Foothillers. Both teams have had some other chances to add to the score. The missed try by Skylar Schrinkler. The big run by Granite Hills, not being able to put it into the back of the net. Just to mention a couple. The goal kick on a very chilly evening here in El Cajon. Nothing like what I saw on YouTube today in one of the other girls varsity matches. Could have been a JV match. Saw that one down in a parish down in Louisiana. Yes, we're watching. Hopefully you're watching us. And if you are, remember, you can tell your friends to subscribe to the channel here, GK Sports. You can get all of our soccer or other sports moving forward. Take a look at what we've done in the past since 2012. In the Central, Valencia as the package of players for Granite Hills has changed. The Valencia and the Cooley package. Here's Cooley going after it and won't get to it. But Dean will get to it first.
Let's go, Grossmont, right here.
In the Central, the header, Granite Hills finding themselves in a level match in their home field here. East of Grossmont Jack Mashin Stadium in the campus of Grossmont High School. I'm Greg G.K. Porter. George Langevin bringing you the sights and sounds from the stadium view on high. Here's Victoria Ford. Left foots it. It's intercepted there by Ellis. And Ellis sends an early ball. Here is Bridget Cooley going after it now. And it is going to be thrown in by Bridget Cooley and her teammates. Pretty good one, getting air on it. But Foster is able to send that ball out of the area, upfield. Granite Hills with possession. And an errant pass. That was intended for Emma Raymond, but it went behind her. The last couple of minutes here in El Cajon at Granite Hills High School in a 2-2 tie. First place team in the Grossmont Hills League of Granite Hills. Coming into this match, 10-1-4 on the season. All knotted up with a team who's won 9 games themselves on the season, and that is the Grossmont Foothillers. Maddie Mayo, who have come back to tie this matchup. Mayo now sends a ball into the space there of the central of the area and wasn't able to get a teammate to run onto it. But here's Amber Huff now, dangerous from here. Chips it over to Mayo and doesn't get enough on the soccer ball. Good play, though, by Carly Kennedy. Right there to her teammate. Finesses way that the Foothillers have played a lot better in this match as opposed to the last match. And it's worked for them. A free kick for the Foothillers. Amber Huff now. Will she take some off of the soccer ball? She's done that quite a bit in this match. Or will she just drive it hard? She drives it hard and it just couldn't get her teammate, Mia Foster, to strike it, redirect it into the back of the net. Just moments left in this Grossmont Hills League girls varsity match. Schrinkler to Maddie Mayo. Back to Skylar. Upfield to Jennifer Giovingo now. Outside the area, Jennifer trying to weave her way, trying to get a through ball maybe. Amber Huff has to retreat back, and that's not going to happen now. And Dean has come racing off her line again. Does it nicely. The header goes the wrong direction for Granite Hills now. Towards Carly Kennedy, but she couldn't get it. Skylar Schrinkler will watch it go out of play and throw it in. Gets it to Victoria. Victoria Ford, left foot's it. Can Maddie Mayo keep it in? Cannot. It's a goal kick. Center ref will be one of the tandem refs. Normally a center ref will be looking at his watch soon. It'll be a moral victory of sorts for Grossmont. Here's a flick on towards Maddie Mayo. Couldn't get it. Stopped nicely by Jennifer Giovingo. Trying to get a through ball. Couldn't get it to Carly. But here's Mia to Amber Huff now. She's danger from there. The diagonal pass. Amber Huff now runs on time and space now. Gets it to a couple of players and it just goes by on the near side. Oh, that time they nearly had it to put it in the back of the net. And now they have to watch out because Granite Hills has the speed. Here's Huff. Winning it. Schrinkler. Finessing it, has done it well all game long. Just can't get it by a couple of defenders. Here's Huff now. What will she do with it? She'll get it to Mayo. Schrinkler, the give and go, but it didn't get to her. Ford. Victoria. Intercepted. Will it stay in? Bridget Cooley, the dangerous one, heads it, and it goes out of play. Throw in from the defensive third for Grossmont. Junior varsity players watching here on the near side. Hit in the back of the head, but no call. Here's Mia Foster with a blast. A goal, she nailed it, and it did go in. A goal! Go, 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 go! Mia Foster with a beautiful bending ball into the back of the net. In the 79th minute of the match, coming back down 2-0, but Granite Hills will not give up. Dean now in a foot race with Cooley, running back, trying to tap it in, and they can't do it. Nearly got the chance to tie it back up. And the feel of a playoff match here at Granite Hills High School. And maybe the way this match has gone, both of these two teams who the Foothillers losing Cammie Carell in this match, late in the match, but not giving up. Kira Smingy not being able to play. She's injured from another game. But the finesse in this game has been different. Not what Granite Hills saw in that semifinal match. A takedown and no call. And it doesn't matter. Winning the match is the Grossmont Foothillers. 3-2. What a match here at Granite Hills High School. We hope that you enjoyed all of the action in this match. Let us know if you've been watching these games on a GK Sports YouTube channel. My colleague and I have been together in various different matches over the decades, and this is one of the most exciting ones of this age group that we've ever been a part of. Stats in the match. 9 shots. Make that 10 shots for the Foothillers. They had a total of 8 on target. There was a total of 12 free kicks. A total of 7 fouls for Grossmont. No offsides. And 7 saves for Granite Hills, who led 2-0. And you've seen how well they can play and how dangerous they can be, scoring 2 goals. And they got a total of 8 shots. 8 of them were on target. 10 free kicks. They had 1 corner kick. Total of 3 fouls, 4 offsides, and 7 saves for George Langevin. I'm Greg G.K. Porter saying take care of yourself and God bless. Stick with us as we continue on in the Grossmont Hills League, Division I out of San Diego section of the California Interscholastic Federation, otherwise known as CIF out here. Until next time, God bless, and stick with this channel and you'll find out that we're going to have another game on Tuesday that's live streaming. And don't forget, these games turn into 4K ultra high def, and take a look at it again in ultra high def. Bye now from Granite Hills High School.